Hello, this is Mara's Podfix. This will be my first time podcasting. Today I'll be reading If You Feel Lonely, I Could Be Lonely With You by um Belf underscore Nost 4R. Yeah, so sit back, relax, and don't forget to leave a like. This would really help me out, and all the trigger warnings are on the screen. Summary: where Izuku can try to run away from his problems, but not from a certain purple boy who meets him in the middle of his possible emotional crisis. Notes: well, this isn't really a one shot, it's more like an idea I'd like someone to develop. I just love them so much I just love them so much that I needed to make this public. So here you go. This is really short, but I hope it sweetens you a little. Yes, any thinking human being would at least be a little surprised to find a teenager huddled in a narrow space of a plastic playpen intended for 7-year-olds. But, well, his baby face was an advantage in these cases, as well as his high pitched voice. Besides, that has been his safe place since he was little. What was the problem? He just wanted to curl up and stay there until life seemed to magically get better, which, of course, is not going to happen. So, well, he just has to stay here to try to escape his overwhelming overthinking. Holding his knees close to his chest while staring at the plastic side in front of him seemed to be the only comfort at this point. He blinked. A pair of purple eyes collided with his green ones, blinking after his. His gaze went up and down, noticing. It was a boy with indigo hair and large dark circles under his eyes. He looked to be about Izuku's age, judging by the size and his youthful features. He was dressed casually and his hair was unnaturally standing on end. He looked, in some ways, like a bristly cat. And, well, the stranger was trying to go up the slide, not using stairs like a normal person. Excuse me, the boy said, raising an eyebrow at Izuku. You're taking my place. Sorry? He answered, frowning at the stranger. I didn't know this corner had an owner. It doesn't have your name on it, at least. Actually, the purple eyes narrowed, his index finger pointing right at the plastic behind Izuku. Yes, it does have my name on it. Well, what a coincidence. Mine was written before yours. Besides, don't you think you're a little too old for this? The greenette rebutted with a pout, an accusing finger aimed directly at the other's face. I bet you're my age and you're just one of those guys who takes advantage of their baby face to access privileges that normal people can't have. The boy snorted, finishing up the slide and squeezing himself uncomfortably into the small space. Izuku wasn't going to deny that, but that had been a declaration of war, an extremely childish declaration of war by a homeless-looking stranger who possibly hadn't slept in 3 months. But was Izuku susceptible to those provocations? Yes, damn, he wasn't gonna lose. The first to leave was losing, and it definitely wasn't gonna be him. And, well, maybe a little company wouldn't hurt after all. Perhaps it was just what they both needed. I hope you enjoyed that. That was my first podcast, as I stated in the beginning. But leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully. I know I stuttered a lot, and I'm also still pretty new to this editing process. I'm using CapCut because it seemed like the simplest thing for me to pick up on right away. But I'll just stop yapping. Enjoy your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and eat and drink your water. I also didn't get permission to read this podfic, but I saw at the top that please do a podfic on this. I'm not quite sure how to get in contact with the creator. I'm not sure if I should just comment on it, but if they see this, I can take it down if like there are any problems. This is Mara's Podfix signing off.